on, let's go, boy!
Sir, let's go. Let's do this the right way. This is our first movie screening review of 2022,
Yeah, 2022.
and we're kicking things off with Scream.
Scream 5 or Scream as they dubbed it. I don't know why. They had a perfect layup to put 5 as like 5 Scream or something, and they didn't even do that.
I'm just calling it what it was, Scream.
Yeah, Scream.
Because if you really think about it, you know what? Never mind. I'm not spoiling.
It's Scream. It's literally Scream 5. I don't know why the hell they're trying to do. So okay, so all right.
So I guess we're going. I guess we're going in with spoilers. Okay.
No. I mean, it's Scream 5 because, like, regardless of what you, it's not even a spoiler. It is a sequel right after Scream 4. They bill it as a relaunch of the series. I think it's bullshit. It's not. It's just a continuation.
It's more like a continuation that has become so self-aware of its own bullshit.
Okay, so let's start there. Overall, I thought the movie was it's okay. I think what kind of got me, like, the Matrix Resurrections did it, but it kind of like stopped at a certain point in the movie with the self-awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scream just kept going from beginning to end with the self-awareness, and it annoyed the hell out of me.
It kept reminding, the movie does have a very annoying ability of reminding you that you're watching another film in the Scream franchise. It's like, hey, just in case we didn't tell you 5 minutes ago, you are watching Scream.
And it's not, and the thing of it is, to be fair to it, the first 3 movies had that self-awareness, but it was only for like a smooth 5-10 minutes through one character. Like the first 2 movies, it was Randy, and in the third movie, Randy had the videotape of him basically explaining stuff, but that was it, right?
Yeah.
After that, it was like, all right, let's get back to the movie, the proceedings, right? 4 tried to do the same thing to an extent, more or less, and stuff, but it didn't have like as much self-awareness as the first 3, right? This movie, it's like, it's so self-aware with the way the characters talk. You know, the plot is just okay.
Let's put it this way, CJ. This movie is so self-aware that it started creating T-800s.
Bruh. So takes place 25 years after the first film. You know, we going back to Woodsboro, and there's a new ghost face that's out there targeting teenagers, and the teenagers have connections to the original residents of Woodsboro from the first film in different ways. Even some of the characters from the third movie too, as well, and fourth movie a little bit and stuff. It's kind of like a anniversary of the first 4 films and stuff. And like we said before, the self-awareness, they bring up the Stab movies, the movie within the movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay, like, Stab as a franchise in the Scream movie universe is like a parody of its own self.
Yeah, it's a parody of itself.
And there are things in this movie that they talk about that's like, I guess, commentary on the state of slasher films now. And I'm just like, oh, what are we doing? Toxic fans, really? We're doing...
No, when I heard the toxic fans line, I died laughing. I said, thank you.
It's funny. It's like,
like, put it this way, Chris. The funny moments that happened in this movie were well-deserved.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
They were well-deserved.
It was well-deserved, but then there were other times I'm like, you're leaning too heavy on this. You're leaning way too heavy on this. Again, the Matrix knew when to stop after that whole office scene with them talking about the Matrix series and stuff, when they were talking about brainstorming, and then it stopped after that, right? When Neo took the red pill.
Yeah, but for me though, at least when it came to the Matrix, not to jump too much on the Matrix, for me, like you said, it knew when to stop, but in my personal opinion, by the time it knew when to stop, it was already too late for me.
Okay, that's fair. This is just... All right, cool. And like I said, don't get it twisted. It's good to see Courtney Cox back. It's good to see David Arquette back. It's good to see Nev Campbell back. There's a surprise, another person that pops up. Don't want to spoil that. It's kind of, I'll admit wholeheartedly that was a surprise. It was definitely a surprise because I was not expecting that connection and stuff. Because again, just like the previous four, there's a connection to the original Woodsboro residents that's done in a pretty good way. It's like the mystery is there because we don't know who this new character is. I think the new character is wow, I forgot the chick's name. Is it Melissa?
I know her character's name. Her name is Samantha.
Yeah, Melissa Barrera. She plays Samantha. And she previously was from Woodsboro and she's not there anymore. Her sister, is in Woodsboro and she gets attacked by Ghostface, and that kind of jumpstarts the proceedings of the film and stuff. And the mystery immediately starts on the Sam character and why she has this connection to Ghostface and stuff. And like I said, the surprise and the mystery of it all, I'll give the movie credit for like really doing a good job of that and stuff, because you won't expect it to come. It's kind of like, didn't see that happen.
There was one thing. There was definitely one thing in the movie that made me notice something, and I never did notice it until we got out of the theater, and it hit me on the way, like when I was driving home. I said, "Oh God, okay." So, if anyone who's seen the entire first season of Chucky, yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyone who's seen the entire first season of Chucky, I'm gonna leave it at that. You'll know what I mean.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. Like, I feel so conflicted about it because the guy that's directing it, Matt Bettinelli, Bettinelli Open, he actually directed a movie that I liked. He helped out with one of the movies, VHS. Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I did not see that. No.
Yeah. He definitely was a part of that whole thing. Ready or Not, that's actually a pretty good movie. I ain't gonna lie.
I heard that one was good. I need to check that out.
Dude, it's really good. Like, it's one of those things that surprises you more than anything else.
Okay.
Devil's Due, that's another one that's actually not bad. Another one of those like the kind of like an Exorcist type film,
okay,
so to speak, and stuff. And Tyler Gillett, it's actually both of them are directing this movie. And Tyler Gillett, if you know him, he's the one that did the cinematography for Devil's Due.
Oh, okay.
And he also did the cinematography for Ready or Not. So yeah, he definitely both of them definitely have like the horror slasher thing under their belts and stuff. And I will give them credit for doing a good job of building up the atmosphere of this movie. In certain instances, like especially there's a part where they're in the hospital and they do a good job of building up the atmosphere of the hospital, empty and all that stuff. Really good. I like Ghostface itself as a character definitely gets very bold in this movie. Like I'm talking daytime stuff happening, and I'm like,
we seen
that's
some
unheard of.
Yeah, some broad daylight stuff. And here's me. No one was around to see this in broad daylight.
Yeah, like I don't want to bring up realism in a movie. I really do, but it's like nobody's walking around and just happen to see.
I'm just saying, no one happens to be walking the dog. No one's going for a jog.
Just we don't see that happening right there. But again, I admire the boldness of it. It's like, oh, okay, all right. I guess we're not gonna wait till nighttime now. It's like, nah, all bets are off. Which that's probably the mainstay of the movie. Is all bets are off.
Open season, baby.
Yeah, that's all it is. The characters themselves, other than the core older cast and stuff, the newer casts are kind of like characters.
To me, they're caricatures.
Of what we know of this, which again falls into the self-awareness of the movie, because they all fall into the caricatures of what we know of these horror films and stuff, for better or worse.
They're basically they are Gen Z caricatures of the stereotypical slasher film characters.
Like just enough character to where I won't say you don't care about the characters, but a couple of them you do. But some of the other ones you're like, I don't really care.
And there were
what
some of the
happens to
other
'em.
ones and there were some others I kind of wish got more screen time.
Yeah, it's not like we wanted like, oh, we need a full backstory, but it's like, can we just get a little bit
I'm like, can I
more
get
of
like
what you were
one or two?
about?
I was like, can I get one or two more scenes with this character, or one or two more scenes with this character? And holy shit, where were you? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
It's like Tony started looking at Ant-Man like, I'm sorry, who are you again? It's like, oh, damn.
Tell me his name again.
Ghostface, that's his name.
No, but seriously,
Uh,
it is one thing I definitely wanted from this movie. I was like, all right, I kind of wish that there were a couple of more scenes with like at least 3 other characters.
yeah, I mean, look, when you see Dewey and stuff, you're like, oh, Dewey's here. Yay. When we see Gail King, it's like, oh, there's Gail. When we see Sydney, you're like, oh man, Sydney's back. The gang is back together again. What's gonna happen? And
We
it's
get the
like,
main 3, and I'm like, yes, 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 thank you.
yeah, I mean, and let's be real. If you're a fan of the Scream series, like I'm a fan of the first of the 4 movies and even the TV show on MTV. There were some people in our audience that saw the older characters like, oh my god, yes. It ain't me, but at the same time, I'm like, yes, Sydney's back. She's back in the saddle. All right.
I remember when we were in the theater, and anytime an OG Scream 1 character popped up, I was like, wow, we got some pop-offs here. People marking out and everything.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, holy shit, like so and so's back, and so and so's back, and I was like, huh, still looks good.
yeah. It's like, all right, cool. I
I'm
mean,
like,
look,
not bad for 25 years that have passed.
bro, even the guy that voiced the Ghostface character throughout the whole Scream series pops back up with the same voice. I was like, that just feels like just the glove coming back on again. Like, yes,
Yep.
he's back. Which like I said, you're always like, I get why you correlate the Child's Play stuff because it is kind of like, oh my god, he's back. I can't believe this is happening. The
Yeah.
voice, and it's just that familiarity and stuff, which I think that is what they were going for. They wanted to get that familiarity. I really don't want them to do anymore after this because
Yeah, it
this
wasn't-
movie was dedicated to Wes Craven.
Yes.
That's who died after Scream 4. So 2015, it's 2022. It's been 7 years.
But no, I
Yeah.
don't mean just from I don't mean from the Ghostface character. It was something else that made me say, if anybody watched the whole first season, I don't want to say what it is because it's definitely a
Oh
spoiler.
no, I don't. But
But
what
I'm talking about.
All right. Yeah, it's just like I said, everything about it. It's like the mystery is there, but even then, because I will say this: even some of the kills, a couple of them were very unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, all right, that's okay, cool. Clearly, you are just like nobody is safe.
Yeah, they were unexpected. I would say the ones that were unexpected to me were probably the most satisfying looking.
Yeah, it's like
Like
when
A+.
yeah, when somebody gets killed, you don't sit there and come away with it on some like, oh, that wasn't sad. It's like, no, it's one, unexpected, but two, you didn't see it coming because it's like at times the movie kind of bucks what you think is going to happen.
Yep.
Like I had theories in terms of where the story was going. I think me and you talked before, like the movie started, on what we thought was going to happen. And it's like, oh, they didn't do what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, I think my main gripe was just the self-awareness stuff, but like past that, it's like it's all right movie. It's just I don't know if they can keep doing more of this. I just don't see
to
how.
me it's become a thing I've actually gotten tired of with these remakes, prequel sequels, or as they coined in this, or the phrase they coined in this movie, requels.
Yeah,
You know?
requels.
Or requels, where the movie becomes so self-aware, it spends, I would say, about 35 to 45% of the time referencing what made it great in the first place by referencing the first film or referencing some other film in the series.
Or stab as commentary on this movie in particular. And I'm like, okay,
right. But just the amount of time that a movie like this would spend of just referencing like the stuff that they did in the in the very first movie or previous movies. It's like, okay, I get it. You guys are very self-aware. That's cool. That's awesome. High five. Like
Plot.
I was like high five, like high five and a bucket of wings. Now, can we please keep this plot going? I mean, can we move on? Like, I get the joke, bruh. It was funny the first 6 times. I am
Now
over
it's
it.
not
now.
funny. I'm done with this.
Like now, I am
Good
so
day,
over
sir.
it.
Good
No
day,
matter,
sir.
no matter how many times you think you're being clever by referencing the old movie, it's like, stop, please. We're running out of plot here.
Sir, please.
Like, stop before you run out of plot before you even use it.
I mean, but
If
like,
such a thing is possible.
it's entertaining, but I could see this movie doing pretty good in the box office. It didn't, like I said, apparently had like a $25 million budget, which I'm like, well, that's about right for this movie. I mean, it's just like Chucky. It's good that it came a TV show because you can do a lot of expanding on stuff, but it's like Scream. I'm like, we're doing this again, really? Like,
It's like we're really doing this.
that's Paramount for you. They trying, man. They're trying.
And then when things really get going, you're like, oh, y'all really doing this? Okay, I got you.
And maybe my mind will change up eventually on this movie. It's just right now, even after letting it marinate, I'm kind of like, it's all right. Like I wasn't over the moon with it. Like I like The Matrix a little bit more personally and stuff than I do this in terms of movies that are kind of similar in that vein of revisiting after X amount of years.
I would say
that's just me personally.
Yeah, but for me, God, I'm really splitting hairs here because I had so many problems with Matrix, and this one, I really hate to say it, I had less problems with this movie than The Matrix. The only gripe
I'm letting the self-awareness override it.
That's what I'm saying. You're letting the self-awareness override it. For me, the self-awareness, it started to wear very thin, but somehow, some way, I was able to let it go within this 2-hour-long movie. That's another thing too. A 2-hour-long slasher film. You don't see that too much.
Actually, it was an hour 45.
It was hour 45. Okay, I thought it was 2 hours.
Not hour 45. Which I mean, if it was 2 hours, I'm like, all right, where was this 2 hours at? Because this shit went by pretty quick. Like, yeah. You know what? In hindsight, I will say this: it was the self-awareness did kind of wear thin. You're right. It's just
it wore thin.
It's like, all right, movie, simmer down a little bit, So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the movie self-awareness wore thin, but it doesn't try to do what Matrix did, in which is hit you over the head with obvious sequel baiting or series building.
Don't get it twisted. There's a couple of moments where it's one of those. It's a very cheesy couple of moments, especially near the end where I laughed my ass off when it happened. I don't want to spoil it, but it's fucking hilarious because I'm like, oh my God, did we just do this? Did we just what? I swear to God, people, I don't want to spoil it because it's like the most. It blows the door. It's a huge spoiler for the plot, but when you see it, you're like, all right, movie, you didn't have to do that. Like, I was already sitting with this when you did that thing, but then you did. Okay.
No, for me, I know what part you're talking about. And when I saw that, I'm laughing. I was laughing in the theater and I'm going, this is so stupid.
Thank you. It was like, if it was a certain movie that came out like a month and a half ago, I will buy it. And you know what movie I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil it because it will spoil this. But you know what movie I'm talking about.
No. Let me put it to you like this, CJ. Okay. There was a certain movie that was over 2 hours long that did this exact same thing. Mm-hmm. And when we saw it, I was very satisfied. You and I both were satisfied.
Yeah. Scream does the same thing. And you're like,
hold on. Scream does the same thing. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
It was one of those like, you know what? Fuck it. 5 out of 5. This movie is perfect. Fuck it. 5 out of 5. This movie is perfect, folks. You know what? I said on Twitter this thing was mid. No, fuck it. 5 out of 5. Just for that scene alone, guys. It's a 5 out of 5. A plus.
S tier. 10 out of 10. Perfect movie.
Like I
The
rolled
Citizen Kane of slasher film.
I saw that scene. I know we're reviewing it, but goddamn it, I don't care who's listening to this. When you see the scene, it's like I rolled my eyes in theaters, but thinking back on it, I was like, this is like on some scary movie shit.
Yes.
Like this is something you would see in a scary movie,
This
and that's
is
what makes
definitely
it
something a scary movie. But trust me, the movie that I'm referencing, that Chris, I know you know the movie. Trust me, we are not talking about scary movie.
I mean, it's just. You know what? That's what you know what
Oh.
that you know what if they continue doing a Scream 6 or whatever and stuff and they keep that shit in there, all right, fuck it. We're in parody territory at this point. Let's
We
go.
are.
Fuck it. Fuck it. This is where we're at. All right, cool. Did you cut the Wayne's brother a check too?
Holy shit. I swear that's exactly what I said.
My god, man.
I laughed and I said that was by far the dumbest thing I've seen in this movie.
I mean, you know what? I will say this too. I think what was also great. I did like the editing and some of the scene transitions because it definitely didn't feel like any jump cuts.
No, there were no jump cuts.
There no jump cuts and stuff. Still had one of those, like I said, we grew up in that whole thing of jump scares and stuff. Definitely a lot of false jump scares, which I appreciate. That
fake out galore. All right, I'm about to do this. For everyone that goes to see this movie, when you go to the theater, you're gonna go to the bathroom because you got to take a sip for every time a fake out happens.
The fake outs that happen, it's like, all right, cool. Because it's like certain scenes, there'd be a fake out, and you'd be like, all right, this is gonna happen. It's like, oh, it didn't happen. Huh. All right, cool. But like again, I appreciate that Ghostface did a lot of unexpected stuff. So when like the killings did happen, it's like, oh, didn't see that coming.
Yep.
Damn. All right. Cool. Again, bold. Ghostface is bold as fuck at this stage. So
by far the most bold.
Yeah, definitely. So you know what? I said on Twitter it was mid. No, I'm changing my mind on it. I think it's a fine movie. I think you're gonna enjoy it. I would put it this way, even with me saying that, I definitely think it's the weaker of the Scream movies, but you know what? I'm fine with that. It does the job. So,
I mean, I can't even in some ways, I can't count this as a sequel because when you watch the movie, you'll probably understand what I mean.
It's not even a requel. I'm sorry.
It's not a requel either. It almost feels like New 52, Earth 76, Universe 7 Scream.
Look, it is you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when A24 did Halloween. And how it was like a continuation from Halloween 2, and they ignored H2O and Resurrections, basically.
Right.
So it's like with Scream, it's kind of like that. They're not necessarily ignoring the first 4, but they're definitely like picking and choosing what they want to recognize from those movies and stuff. So
almost a revisionist history, if you will.
Yeah. It's like we're not ignoring it, but we're gonna pick and choose what we feel about each 1 through 4. We'll pick and choose what we take away from those movies, and then we do that and stuff. And it's like, all right. Clearly, that's what you're doing. Kind of like Jurassic World, where Jurassic World, it's clearly set after Jurassic Park 3, but it never recognizes Jurassic Park Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. It's in that kind of way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hey, look, if you can, definitely check out Scream, and stuff. I feel it's gonna probably do pretty good and stuff.
Yep. Either go see it in theaters, or if you want, wait for it to hit Paramount Plus.
Yeah, Paramount Plus, VOD and stuff. Yeah, shit. Is it gonna come out Paramount Plus the same day?
If it's Paramount Pictures, but I doubt they're gonna do a same day release because hell, we didn't even get a digital screener for this.
Oh no, so yeah, it's just so it probably might be like the Snake Eyes movie where it's out in theaters for a while for a month, and then boom, it'd be on Paramount Plus possibly. Yep. So yeah, because it was supposed to be released January 14th, but then the red carpet premiere got canceled because of the Omicron.
Because of Megatron, Percy.
Yeah, I forgot this weekend is a holiday weekend too.
That it is.
Yeah, so we'll see. MLK holiday does good for it and stuff. So yeah, but anyways, that is it for us, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.
Deuces.